I don't think a lot of business owners know how to buy marketing services. If you are in the market to hire someone to help you with digital marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, referral marketing, affiliate marketing, advertising, creating content, graphic design, websites, and stuff like that, that buying process is actually a little bit more complicated than you may initially think. So I know when someone will fall into a situation when they hop on social media and they do stuff like in search of a web designer, in search of a digital marketer. There's a lot of stuff that happens when you do that. Of course, you're gonna get a bunch of people that are gonna either tag themselves or tag someone they like. The challenge there though is that if you are running a legitimate business, like if you really are running a legitimate business, the first thing that needs to happen when you enter into this space and you start to consume like digital offerings and you start to buy those services, you have to derive what's known as requirements. So part of the requirements that you derive, it goes into what's called an RFP, or a request for a proposal. What this enables you to do is you outline what it is that you believe you need. You also outline what deliverables you expect. And then you also, like, you're laying and creating a foundation on what you should anticipate on the other side of the work done. By doing that, what's gonna happen is, like, let's say you provide 5 different companies with a request for proposal. What happens is when they respond to that request for proposal, you're able to compare apples to apples versus apples to oranges to grapes, or whatever someone wants to propose to you. Everybody's gonna propose something dramatically different if you do not have a request for proposal. When you're buying these services, one big thing to also take note of is like what your investment is going towards, right? So every business, they're facing something different in marketing. Every business is facing something different. So some businesses are facing what's known as top line issues, or top of funnel issues. So they're having trouble capturing people's attention. They're having trouble getting them to make that first level inquiry. Like, hey, like I want to, I'm being generated as a lead. There are certain approaches towards solving that top of funnel challenge. There are those that they're really good at getting attention. They have a ton of followers. Their email list is huge, but where they're having trouble is getting people to actually like move closer to buying, becoming an actual consumer of their offerings. Depending on what you sell, sometimes you might need to put people into like a sales process. And what happens if you're having middle of funnel challenges is like people are not scheduling those appointments. They're not scheduling that consult. They're not buying the low ticket offering. Like they're not doing that stuff that's going to move them closer to becoming like a full-on client or customer. And then there are other companies that are having a bottom of funnel. These challenges are, well, I have a ton of followers. People are engaging with me. They're opting in. They're opening all my emails. They're clicking on every link. They're attending every webinar. They're attending everything. They're just not becoming a paid client. They're not making that last like, all right, here, let's do this. And sometimes that's a marketing challenge. Other times it's a challenge with regards to what you're actually offering. Like, have you defined your offering? So when you find a marketer who's going to either help you or help you create those assets, like build websites, creating landing pages, setting up your advertising and stuff like that for you, it's important to know what part of that funnel you're looking to address with those services that you're looking to render, because it should be when you're investing in marketing, it should be a $1 in, $4 out scenario, $1 in, $1.50 out scenario, $1 in, $3 out scenario. Not just from a sales standpoint, but from an opportunities generated standpoint. If I invest $1,000 into something, I at least want to know that I've been able to uncover $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 worth of opportunities from that $1,000. It's on me now if again, if that's marketing, it's on me now to try to close that, right? If I uncover $5,000 worth of opportunities from $1,000 invested, if I were to close $2,000-3,000 of it, now I'm able to say, well, my return on that spend itself was a portion of the revenue I generated. It can't be all of it because I have other overhead that I have to take care of, right? But I at least know that my metric of how much I'm looking to allocate towards what's known as a cost to acquire, a CTA, it is a certain percentage of how much I'm charging for my offerings. That's one of the reasons why there are some marketers, like let's say there's a marketer that's running ads, they're going to look at the fact that they're spending a certain amount on running ads, and they are going to incorporate that cost of running ads into how much they're charging. So, you have two web, like let's say web developers. You have two web developers. One of them is running ads to be able to get their leads, and the other one is organically getting leads through the content they're putting out, and also through referral networks and stuff like that, and affiliates maybe. The one that's spending a lot of money on the ads, they're gonna say, well, I'm spending $3,000 a month on ads. I have to recoup that somehow. So instead of charging $1,000 for a website, I need to charge $1,500, because if I'm gonna get, if I'm gonna get a certain amount of clients more, I need to make sure that I'm incorporating what I'm spending to acquire them into how much I'm charging. The others who are getting referrals, they're able to manage their overhead a little bit better. They're spending time and resources still acquiring customers, but they're able to look at what line items are sort of associated with their pursuit to get customers, and they can charge a little bit less, right? So, and not to say that merits it, because there are plenty of digital entrepreneurs who are they're still charging a lot, but it still plays into it, So again, you as a business owner, the aim with this video is to really encourage you and to get you to start to think about, like, if I'm going to purchase marketing, or if I'm going to purchase some type of resource to help me with building my business, how am I going to correlate that investment to what return I should expect? Before you start to hire people, you should be producing some type of RFP or some type of request for proposal document. It should be outlining what you expect to get from these services. It should also outline what your results, what anticipated results you want to have. Years ago, what I used to say was, I would say, hey, well, let me help you with that RFP. Let me help you with this. Let me help you with that. Now, to be quite honest with you, I don't think you even need me to help you with that. There's ChatGPT. You could hop into ChatGPT right now, and you could tell ChatGPT, I have this type of business. I typically charge, this amount for these offerings. I'm looking to find more customers. I would like to develop a request for proposal to render, to get help with social media, right? Based off of the type of customers that I have, this is how they buy. These are some of the challenges I normally face on the sales side. So write me an RFP document that I could present to, different service providers, and write it in a way to give me a little bit of leverage with regards to the price, like how much I can negotiate on the price. Factor in different things, because I'm looking to get this done pretty quickly. So factor in a pretty compressed timeline, and also factor in different conditions within that RFP to ensure that I have some type of clause to sort of opt out of that contract in the event that something goes awry. You can tell ChatGPT that, and it'll literally go, it's crazy. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, or you could even use Copilot. All right, so there's literally, at this point, there's an endless number of AI tools that you can use to start generating some of this stuff. Now, in the event that you are at a point where you're like, oh my gosh, well, hell, I still don't know what to do. At that point, then yeah, hit me up. Let's chat. The first thing that I'd love to do is invite you to my AI community. AI does not stand for artificial intelligence, even though we're using AI inside of the community. AI stands for amplified inbound. I want to help entrepreneurs with amplifying their their inbound opportunities, amplifying their income, and also amplifying their impact. All right. So if you are someone who wants to, again, amplify something, I'd love to have a discussion with you, see if you would be a good fit for the community. There is a small investment for the community, but I do have like different opportunities to do a trial. I'm loading this community up with resources, but I'm also tailoring it to different offerings inside of the community. I'm encouraging a ton of entrepreneurs to do their absolute best to create products that take themselves out of the delivery of solutions for customers. So digital products is one, affiliate products is another, monetized communities is another, and of course partial digital services as well. So if you have an interest in learning more, hit me up somewhere around this video. I'll even drop a link in the comments maybe for you to be able to check it out. But either way, would love to have a conversation with you to tell you a little bit more about the community. This process that I'm educating you on here, this RFP process for digital services, this is what the large companies do. The large companies do this to mitigate their risk and to minimize, error in what happens in this process of consumption. The small business owners attempt to skip steps, and that is what will lead you to like, oh my gosh, they said they were gonna do social media. I thought they were gonna help me with blah blah blah. I thought, and all you did was think. Once you start to get things in black and white, your business is going to start to change. All right. So if you need any help with this, just hit me up. All right. Peace.